The 2026 Bolwell Nagari is not a car that follows trends. It sets its own. Just one look is enough to understand that this machine comes from a different breed, engineered more from passion than convention. A shape that isn't sculpted to impress crowds, but to slice air and leave it trembling in its wake. The low-slung body hugs the asphalt with an attitude that says speed isn't just expected, it's inevitable. Its compact footprint echoes the classic proportions of mid-engine sports cars, drawing lines from Australia's own muscle legacy and stitching them to a futuristic silhouette. The front fascia is tight, muscular, and direct, like a sprinter's stance before the gun. LED lighting doesn't dazzle with gimmicks, instead, it delivers pure function with a clinical precision. Carbon fiber elements dominate the body, not to show off, but to serve a singular purpose: performance through lightweight efficiency. The wheel arches stretch taut over aggressive alloys, with minimal gaps that speak volumes about how tightly this car grips the road. Every intake and vent is functional, every crease a calculated strike against wind resistance. It's a modern exotic draped in the spirit of a classic Aussie road warrior. Step inside and the vibe shifts from brute force to focused control. The cabin doesn't waste space with flamboyant flourishes. It's a cockpit, pure and simple. Bucket seats hug the driver in place with leather and Alcantara finishes that balance luxury with racing intentions. The driving position is low and commanding. Controls are tactile, immediate, and exactly where they should be. A digital instrument cluster stares back with real-time feedback, reminding the driver this isn't just a car, it's a living, breathing machine that demands interaction. Unlike many modern supercars that wrap drivers in distracting tech layers, the Nagari favors clarity. Infotainment is present, but not overwhelming. A minimalistic screen delivers essential connectivity and navigation, but never intrudes on the raw experience of driving. Climate control is straightforward, ergonomics are fine-tuned for long drives or short blasts, and visibility, often a sacrifice in mid-engine cars, is surprisingly generous. Underneath the skin lies the true pulse of the 2026 Nagari. A twin-turbocharged V6 heart, mid-mounted and tuned to produce a symphony of mechanical rage. Bolwell didn't chase horsepower numbers for bragging rights, they chased the sweet spot where power, weight, and response create magic. The result is a power-to-weight ratio that rivals Europe's finest, and a soundtrack that hits harder than any algorithmically curated playlist. Acceleration is brutal and immediate. Turbo lag, non-existent. Throttle response is sharp enough to read a driver's mind, pushing the car forward with a punch that feels unfiltered. Paired with a lightweight carbon fiber chassis, the Nagari feels telepathic on twisty roads. Double wishbone suspension at all four corners ensures poise through corners and relentless grip under pressure. Bolwell dialed the damping to reward both spirited driving and daily usability, a rare duality. There's an analog rawness to the steering feel, the kind modern electric setups often filter out. Here, the feedback is alive, letting drivers read the road surface through their fingertips. Every input matters, every mistake teaches, and every corner taken right feels like a triumph. Braking duties are handled by performance calipers clamping down on vented rotors, shedding speed with unwavering authority. Pedal feel is firm and communicative. The balance between front and rear bite is almost perfect. It encourages late braking and fast entries, knowing the chassis will sort it all out. The limited slip differential in the back locks down. Traction when corner exits get aggressive. And they will, because this car dares drivers to push further, and then rewards them for it. Fuel efficiency, in the traditional sense, isn't the Nagari's headline act. But thanks to its lightweight design and advanced engine management, it manages to remain respectable for a performance car. Expect combined figures in the mid-20s mpg, with better results on highway cruises. More importantly, its small size and balanced layout make it more practical than its exotic looks would suggest. It can handle traffic, tight roads, and daily commutes, if the driver can resist the temptation to treat every straight as a drag strip. Pricing is a delicate balance between accessibility and exclusivity. The Nagari isn't a mass-market product. It's crafted in limited numbers, for a niche of enthusiasts who understand driving as an art. Yet compared to its European counterparts, it punches far above its weight. For roughly the price of a high-end German sedan, buyers step into a carbon-bodied, mid-engine, Australian-born sports car that turns heads, drops jaws, and delivers thrills without the digital filters. Hidden features aren't about tech gimmicks here. They're about thoughtful engineering decisions that reveal themselves over time. The way the chassis flexes just enough to absorb uneven surfaces without sacrificing control. The heat management system that keeps the engine cool in Australian summers without overloading the cooling fans. The drive-by-wire throttle calibrated for nuanced inputs, yet aggressive surges when fully depressed. These aren't things you notice in the first 10 minutes, they're details that unfold over hundreds of kilometers, proving that the Nagari was built by drivers, for drivers. What Bolwell has achieved in 2026 is more than a car. It's a statement. A rejection of numb automation and sanitized performance. It's proof that passion still fuels innovation, and that Australian engineering can stand shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. The Nagari doesn't rely on nostalgia, it evolves it. Not just a rebirth of a legendary name, but a refinement of its DNA into something sharper, faster, and more visceral. In a world where so many performance cars feel like simulations, the 2026 Nagari brings back the thrill of reality. The kind of thrill that leaves palms sweaty, eyes wide, and hearts racing long after the engine shuts down. It doesn't care for clout, doesn't chase trends, and it never begs for attention. It earns it, one rev, one corner, one heartbeat at a time.